Hey everyone, welcome back to another 31-minute podcast. I'm with the man himself by popular demand. I call him T-Man, but he's Tommy. Hello.
Good morning.
How you going?
Jackson.
Hello. Jackson's here. No microphone today. No. So, Tommy, there's 1,000. We talk pretty much every day.
Yes.
And I'm on the Tommy protocol now.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, I see myself as your apprentice in sort of in life because, you know, there's a journey and I was not, you know, between you and I love, you know, Mick the Podman
Mick,
as well.
So I love the man. So beautiful guy.
You know, you both bring different elements.
Yes.
You know, you both rebuilt me.
Yeah.
So can I just delve into a few things with
go for it, man, yeah.
all things health, and you just talk about whatever you want. We were talking about vitamin D before.
Yes.
And you said to me, because you just brought a big delivery here for me every month. You bring the Tommy things.
Yeah.
And you said something interesting that I thought was like, oh, I never knew that. You said if you could take one vitamin.
Yes.
So there's thousands. And if someone said, Tommy, I don't want to do all that, but I just want to take one thing, you would choose vitamin D.
Yes.
Why?
So vitamin D is actually a hormone. We call it vitamins because we sell them as a vitamin. We can't sell hormones in Australia. So it's vitamin, but it's a hormone. So vitamin D, the body doesn't manufacture anything naturally. If you don't eat, you will not survive, right? But vitamin D, body naturally produces vitamin D. It's an amazing hormone. It affects every single thing, every single function the body does. From your mood, your depression, your anxiety, your skin, for girls, the period, the hair, nail, every single function in the body needs vitamin D to function. When you are D deficient, then you get the mood swing, then you get depression, they get anxiety, bad skin, bad vision, bad digestions. Bone density is like the last thing vitamin D does, but it does a lot more to all your hormones, your heart problems, your digestive problems, your bowel movements. I mean, everything we do, you don't have D, is like having an amazing car. You have no tires. Well, great, got a good engine, brand new car, you can't go anywhere. No vitamin D, the body would not function. That's why people get sick more in winter. They get more depressed in winter. Yes, it's seasonal depression, but it's lack of vitamin D. When it's sunny and warm, you're so happy. When it's cold and rainy, you get cranky. It's because lack of vitamin D. The best place for vitamin D is obviously the sun, but you have to be careful with wrinkles and all the stuff they talk about sun and cancer. So you do food, I do mushrooms. We could do vitamin D supplements. And when you look at people going through depression, anxiety, mood swings, big stuff that they have to go on meds. When you look at the blood work, D is like, fifth, what? D is so low. I do all the blood work, right? Like I've seen probably in a couple thousand minutes I have done since I've been in Australia, maybe 2 or 3 people that have proper vitamin D. The rest don't have vitamin D because they don't take vitamin D. It's not a popular thing, but it is the most important things to take. Like I can't tell you enough how important vitamin D is.
So you recommend, or to me you do, vitamin D3 that's activated.
Correct.
So is there different vitamin Ds?
So think about if I give you a plate of food and I have some, you have some, Jackson have some, and they do stool tests, we don't absorb the same food at the same time in the same mannerism. So vitamin D, if it doesn't get absorbed, you could take all the D you want. The level would not go up. So certain D, they use low quality raw material, not the best processing, and it will not get absorbed. If you have the MTHFR genes, which we all do either one or two of them.
What was that?
You know the MTHFR genes?
No.
I think you had one. So it's MTHFR, it's genetic, genetic mutation.
Oh, the gene test?
The gene mutation, right?
Oh, the mutation
Correct.
test, yeah.
So then you won't absorb many things just because of your body doesn't know how to absorb the stuff there.
So can I ask this while we're on that?
Yeah.
Do people need to understand that first?
Yes.
They need to understand their gene mutation test.
Correct. And that's a good big for doctors. You go to doctor, good blood test. They would say MTHFR. That's the genetic test, and it's done from blood. And it could tell you exactly if you have one gene or 2 genes mutated or damaged. And they tell you if you have this one, you could never have this food. If you have this one, you have not have this food because the body would not break it down. Let's say someone says, I had pasta. Oh, this person become the nicest person. They go lunch. They come back. They're like, what happened to this person? Cranky, moody, upset, sleepy. And then what happened? So what they ate affects that gene, particular gene that is not working, reacts to that particular food. So if your genes are, most of us that have the genes is from the mothers passed on to children. And then if you had it from your mom, and then Tara had it from her mom, and then baby Summer is going to get from both of you. So that means a lot of things in her life have to be like, if she does gluten, she gets this. If she does wheat, the reaction of food becomes very different. But also supplements. You want to absorb supplements. You take the most expensive supplements. You want to absorb it because body says, I don't know what this is, has no understanding. So we need to activate it the way it's manufactured, the smaller molecule, tiny, tiny molecule, and they're recognized by the body what they are. So the activated nuts or activated B's or D's. Some things you can't activate, but certain things, if you don't activate them, you don't get any benefit. I take multi all my life, nothing happens, great. You do activated B, energy, stamina,
So on that note, because if I don't ask now, I forget.
No,
you know how people take a multivitamin?
Yes.
Is that just a waste of time?
Some multis are, some they're not.
If you're not, what I mean is if you're not deficient in it,
Yes, yeah.
or your body doesn't need it. Because it sounds like to me, and I really want you to just move on this path with me for a minute. Yeah. It sounds like to me before anyone does anything, they've got to get their blood work done and their gene test. Is that right?
That's always a good idea.
So to know where they're at.
So when I went to uni back in days, we didn't have the gene tests or microbiome tests or hair analysis tests. We only had blood tests. So with the blood, we could do almost everything. Even it's amazing to have a gene test and microbiome. It's amazing to have them because it gives you more tools. You could get to target quicker. But if you don't know what's happening inside you, I can't help you. Yes, I could give you some ideas. Don't eat this, don't eat that. But the way you look is very different than what you do inside the body. I look at blood tests. Is this person blood test? Is she 80? She's like 14. I'm like, I look at blood. It doesn't match the person's age, nor the person's look. Super fit, six-pack, amazing. This person's diabetic. So I call them many times. Said, is this your blood? Yes, my blood. Said, are you diabetic? No. Well, on your blood test, you're pre-diabetic. Oh, no. Doctor says I'm all right. So let's say if I didn't have the blood test, I would have big breakfast, have big lunch, have small dinner, do whatever you want to do. Meantime, if I get big breakfast, she becomes full-on diabetic because the sugar still the next day still pretty high. So you have to have the blood test to see where the body goes. And in Australia, as you know, so when you have this blood test result, that's the bracket they put on like from 1 to let's say 10. If you're 9.9.9,
you're fine.
Doesn't go red. Still in blue. Doctors, they don't go through 10 pages like I do. Just go, red, okay. So you could be literally pre-diabetic for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, crashing after meal, passing after meal, getting moody, getting the shakes, thinking, oh, it's normal, I'm just tired. Oh, I'm just tired. You're pre-diabetic. And then by the time it goes above the 10, you've done damage to your kidneys, damage to your arteries, damage your eyes. It causes a lot of problem. So I can't even help people without blood tests. Like, I'm really sorry. Ethically, I cannot help you because if I miss something, and then it's my responsibility ethically. So I can't even help them if there's no blood test. I won't even touch case.
So is it pointless people just taking willy-nilly vitamins unless they know really what they need?
It's most of the time it is. You could do a good multivitamin, just like a basic life insurance you buy, right? And they just do more and more. So the basic thing you have to is good activated multivitamins, some sort of fats. You could do a few basic that we know you can get from your food. But even then, if you're high in zinc, you don't need extra zinc. If you're high in iron, you don't need iron. Depend on what your body has. So it is so important to see what's going on inside because the blood test tells me where you've been and where you're going to go in 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, 10 years. Where you've been is not your choice. What has happened is gone. But where you're going to go is your choice. Do you want to go that way? Or you want to go this way? And blood test tells you, hey, if you don't fix this, you'll be diabetic. If you don't fix this, you're going to have iron. I'll be able to have like massive kidney issues. Like, why is this person has kidney issues? Look at the diet. 4 beers a night, 6 beers a night, fast food, junk food, no water, soft drinks. Well, that's what kidneys is struggling. And they're young. They're not old people. They're like in 30s. So the blood test tells you exactly what's happening in the body.
So go to my blood test.
Yes.
So like it's been a bit of a journey for myself,
Yes.
like turning things around. Because when I first met Mick the Podman, he said, "You're just a bloated muscle man," and I thought I was looking all right. But he was right, because that's when I got my appendix out and some bowel and all this. And I think I was headed for
not good,
an event that is not great, and so that happened. And I've been taking the pods and doing my microbiome with him, and he's turned all of that around, that side of it for me. And then your side with nutrition, it's the same things, but he specializes in the pods. And then I live on the Tommy meal plan. And Mick's very pro fat,
this is great.
Fats, all that stuff, which is amazing. And then you've taught me a lot about water. I thought I didn't know I needed water that much. Like you have a drink when you're thirsty, but I've got about 100 empty bottles in my car now because all I do now is just sip water all day. And it's amazing the difference that it's made.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking the other day, I went to the skin person about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Jackson did a video on this new thing came out. And he goes, "Oh, your skin's quite dehydrated on your face." And so they inject Profilo or something it's called. And now I think about it, I think that's craziness. I was just dehydrated as a person for a long period of time because I would drink maybe 1 bottle of water a day maximum, not even sometimes, a few sips when I'm training, that's it. Whereas now I drink all day, the whole day. So my blood tests, when you did them, you said to me, "I'm celiac," which I had no idea. And because I used to eat a lot of oats, a lot of bread, and I was always bloated. My stomach was always bloated. And then now we're working on my iron levels. So I've always had low iron, massively. And I used to bleed when I was a few years back. And then I had a couple of operations to sort that out. But my body was falling apart without me knowing.
Yes, that's what happens,
Yeah. And now my latest blood thing is my iron's still low and we're working on that. So you've created iron supplements but it is really targeted now because you're like, so I've had 2 detailed blood tests with you. And then you've gone deeper and deeper. And if I stayed on the course that I was at without knowing the dashboard of life, I couldn't remedy it because you'd have no idea. So what I'm saying to you, every meal I eat now is a Tommy regulated, recommended meal plan. And that's all I eat. I don't eat any other food outside of that.
Well, when you look at blood tests, right? So when someone sees a man, "Oh my God, this guy is so freaking handsome, tall, massive."
Jackson?
No, you. Jackson too. Jackson, of course. But then I look at the colors, I look at the eye color, look at the lip color, look at the nails quickly, and you could see the person is not very healthy. So then, but when you do blood test, you could see, man, you could be diabetic. You could like really have a lot of troubles. It is all in there. But most bodybuilders, they think because I train so hard, because I'm so restricted on food, that's why I'm tired. That's why I'm always white color. I'm like so pale. And it's not so because the body is really internally is just falling apart. I have guys in their 30s, they come off the stage. I mean, like stage, 6-pack, first place, second place. They won't have more than 6 months to go in terms of life. I'm like, what do you mean? What, this, you'll be dead in 6 months. Like, no. Well, yeah, it's right there. It's hard to believe it. And the life of bodybuilders, no fats, no this, no that. So everything that you eat, every different food, especially fruits and veggies, they have fibers, right? They have different microbiota, different microbes, right? Friendly bacteria. The more variety of food you have, the more better garden you have inside your stomach. The bigger your garden, the better it's gonna be for you. If you're having like chicken and rice every day, like you have done, or just this and that.
That for years.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you only have 2 types of, like imagine you have a 200, 300, 400 meter beautiful garden, and you have 1 types of flowers in it. It's like, that's boring. Put different color flowers in it. So it is important to have different things. And what you're eating, it's like 50 different food every other day. You have different salad, different grains, different fruits, different veggies. Your body is happy and you're thriving. The gut is not, the reason you didn't absorb iron because your gut was not good. The gut absorbs iron. The gut is bad, nothing get absorbed properly. then liver takes a beating. Between those two poor guys, they can't absorb, they can't do everything. So as you do better, you got to bring different food. I want to try this. You could just change your food. You have to get bored. This is the same food every day. But I'm thinking, it's like, can I have an ice cream? Why? Can I have a coffee? Man, you're feeling so good. Why do you have to have something bad to treat yourself? Why? You don't smash the car, egg on the car. Oh, car is so nice. Let me just put eggs on my car. You won't do that. Same thing. So it's important to just eat clean. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
When you get to that threshold, like you sort of move through it, right? Like, it does take some changing.
Yes.
Like Jackson won't change at the moment. He's just not interested. But I can see the benefit here, but he just doesn't want it. He likes
see the thing with Jackson, the man trains hard. He eats clean.
Yeah.
He's hard. He does a lot of good things.
Yeah.
But age-wise, when I was Jackson's age,
you don't care.
Same.
Exactly right.
So he just cares about
pokies, beer, and and girls.
No, Jackson's amazing. He does a lot of good things.
Absolutely.
Don't pick on Jackson.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, it's hard to change your habits.
Yes.
Which I found because I lived exactly as Jackson was eating. You know, you'd eat the meal prep things, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like you can absolutely be fine.
Yeah.
But when you turn that around and then you make those changes, even caffeine, pre-workout, energy drinks. Man. Jackson and I used to drink so many of them. He doesn't now. Yeah. And it's a slow. Yeah. And I've noticed the one thing you've done with me is very slow.
Yes.
So it's like both you and Mick have had the same approach with that. And now I'm just putting more greens in my meals, and because I don't think I would have stuck at it before. I think I would have been like too much soon.
Yeah, exactly.
And but outside of that, your body becomes so used to eating clean.
Yes.
And this is what I was saying with Jacko. It's like you get used to what you do.
Yes.
And it wasn't easy to say I'm just going to make all my meals. Like I don't even cook. You know, like I don't even cook but the meals that are being made are so easy.
Correct.
And now your body goes, no, I don't actually want that. Like I look at a croissant, for instance, I just don't want it. It's not. Whereas before I was like, I love to eat that, or butter or things or whatever else. It's sort of like your body gets so used to vibrating at a frequency, I think.
Yes.
And then you look at this other stuff and it's going to change it. And that's how sensitive it becomes.
So what I learned in the military, they said, anything you want to do in life, just ask what then. What does that mean? Just ask what then. Okay, I'm going to have 2 beers and chippies. What then? Oh, yeah, shit, I'm going to feel like garbage. Oh, what then? Then next I'm going to feel like, you answer your own question as if something bad. So the reason I gave you step by step, because I know you're hardcore. This is what I'm going to do. I'll just do it. But I didn't want you to feel tired. I didn't want to get cranky, to get crashes, to get bad skin, to get diarrhea, constipation. Because when you change things a lot quickly, stress, mood changes, digestion changes. Like, I don't want to. This is not worth it. I can't do this. That's why most people, they cannot do detox because it's too much. They can't tolerate the headaches, the migraines, the mood swings, and the diarrhea and stuff. In your case, we just did step by step. The body has time to adjust. It wasn't too much. Imagine if I said, Matt, you're going to juice at this time. You're like, man, but you wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if it was in your place. So I have to remember when I started mine, how tough it was. I was sick as a dog. Not drinking, oh my God. It was the worst thing in my life I've experienced. I experienced a lot of bad things. Not drinking was the hardest thing to do. So I can't tell Matt, don't touch alcohol ever. No, just hey, this is your body. This is a journey. You're going to go from here to here. Let's do step by step. You don't feel like you do at the gym, right? You don't put 4 plates on each side. You do warm up, then same thing. Progress. And you don't feel the stress. And then you actually, I could see result. I could see lean in my skin. My eyes are clear. I don't smell as much. You could see step by step. And that gives you, motivation is not right. I don't care about motivation. More gives more discipline because you see the outcome. It's discipline and habits. Motivation lasts one day. You go see somebody talks, amazing person, go, I'm so excited. Like when you and I talk, I get like 50, 60, sometimes 100 texts on the Instagram. Tom, I want to do this. I said, I know. I said, nope, I know exactly. Just said, I just need a blood test, and once you get that, give me a call. Let's say from 100, I'm going to get 2 people come back. Because then, I'm going to do blood tests. I don't have no time. So we know it's not important. So we have to make sure that's important to you, what's important. And also, you're not a single guy that's going to do nothing all day, start cooking and juicing and detoxing. I mean, you got kids, you got family, you got to run your life. So I have to make sure you don't go to work cranky at your staff. You don't go to work being told all day long. Because my obligation is not only to you, but it's to your family. If you come home, tell your wife, I'm cranky today, I've had no food today, it's not Tara's fault. You want to talk to Jackson, it's not Jackson's fault. So if I give you something hard to do and it's going to mess you up, then everybody gets a piece of it. Or when you're happy, everybody's happy. So it goes back to vibration. It just either goes in or takes out.
I put food over everything now. Like eating in the morning, eating, and I've got a question around fasting. So the 14-hour fast that I do every day. Well, when I say it's not a fast, I mean to you it's not a fast, but to me it is. To Jackson, it definitely is. It's a lot. So it's but I stop eating at 6:30, and I don't eat again until 8:30 in the morning, and that's been fantastic. Is that enough for me to stay on? Like, because I don't really I don't want to do 2-day fasts.
I know. So I know fast, you like food, and I know you don't like fasting.
Rhythm.
Yes.
I like rhythm. I like boom, 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 boom.
The thing about fasting is, so your body only heals and recovers when you don't eat and you sleep at the same time. So at nighttime, it's okay, nothing's happening. I don't have to detox anything. I don't have to clean anything. Cool. I got the whole body to myself. I'm going to clean things up. And so if you eat before bed, most bed before bed, you cannot sleep. If you eat first in the morning, you get crashed all day.
Can I ask this? I was one of my questions today on that. There's last night I ate later than usual. I had no time. I had to go home late. I had the worst sleep.
Yes. This is what happens. The body is an amazing machine, right? But it's okay. I have to produce this hormone, melatonin and GABA, to make Matt go to sleep. Then the other part says, hey, Matt just ate. He can't go to sleep. He's got to digest his food. Okay. Everybody goes there to help Matt. So everybody goes there to digest the food, all the nutrient, the blood. By the time it breaks down, the food takes 3 to 4 hours. This guy said, man, I'm waiting. I'm just bored here. Oh, my God. The level's supposed to go like this in melatonin. It's going like this because it can't go high enough because you're still not digesting the food. So when you eat late, snack, anything, you actually stop in producing this particular hormone that makes you sleep. So when I get home late, I'm like, oh, man, I'm starving. No, not doing it.
Is that right? You just choose not to eat?
Because I know I'm going to be up. I know I'm going to turn and tossing. It's in my head. No, it's not in my head. I'm not crazy. I go to a wedding and they're dragging. So I have a shake in the car. I always do that because I know I'm not going to eat on time. And the food comes in. I'm like, I get a salads and that's it. Just to fill myself. So I'm full, I'm not starving. Because I know if I eat anything, I'm going to go home. Comes 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, brain is pumping up, all the blood goes down for digestions, there's no melatonin, I'm going to be turning and tossing.
Mate, I turned and tossed all night.
Yeah. And it's not in the head.
That's the question I had to ask you, but I'm sorry to jump in, I didn't mean it.
No.
I got, Jackson and I went late to the gym, which is because the day just pushed
Something
on.
happens,
I got home 2 hours later. I reckon I would have ate around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Turned all night. All night.
Yeah. They also keep in mind, we always think, if I don't eat, I'm going to lose muscle. No, you won't. Like, oh my God, what am I going to eat? 12 o'clock. There's nothing. You just don't eat. Your body has enough fuel, enough fat to keep you going for at least 2-3 days. Easy 3 days. Even if it's 6-pack, you still have enough nutrient that goes around. So is it worth it really? No, I won't do it.
So 6:30 too late? I'm just thinking
6:30 is good.
Is 6:30 too late for me then?
Not really. It's like you need 3 hours before bedtime because the body takes 3 hours. If in your case, if you went for a walk after dinner, then it's different. Food get digested right away.
Oh, really? So should I do some cardio after dinner?
When I look at your insulin, if your insulin is really high in the morning or the glucose is pretty high, so you got up, you ate here, this is the next day is still high, so let's go for a walk after dinner. Doesn't have to be 20 Ks. Take the baby out, take the wife out, round the block, take 5 minutes. Just walk. It makes the body absorb the food quicker, lowers the sugar. You sleep much better. If you have the time. You have time, you put a TV on the treadmill, 5 minutes, but can't do stimulation.
Oh, okay. So just not level 12 going for 45
you know how you're landing?
Yeah.
So this is your landing time. You don't want to get pumped up again.
Yeah, okay.
So then if you're too much light, then you can't switch off either.
Yeah.
So you have to be something that's going to calm you. Walking outside is calming. Treadmill, you got the sound, the TV, still stimulates a little bit. But if you go outside for 5 minutes, 30, you go around the block, 5 minutes, that's it. You will not believe how nice you sleep. That's why we always walk after dinner. So if you're hungry, oh man.
Yeah, what if you're hungry? Like, what if it gets to 6:30 and you haven't eaten and you're hungry? Because I've got the old bodybuilder mentality. I'm like, because last night I ate fish and I'm like, I'll just have one piece of paleo bread, but then I had all these veggies and it was a pretty decent meal.
Yeah.
and because I was like, I'll get too skinny.
Yeah, what happened? I know, like,
that's what goes on in my head. It's like a bit of a circus in there.
Like, I've been with bodybuilders for like all my life, right? Working with them. It's muscle breakdown is true. You lose muscle, it's true, but not with one meal. You have so much muscle density in there, you will not lose muscle. If that's the case, if you, let's say you're gonna fast one day, you lose 5 kilos. Not like that. So if you really, you need food to calm you down, but also that food, you need like 1,000 calories to go to sleep. You need calories to go to sleep. If you're starving, you know you're not gonna fall asleep. You eat something, but it doesn't have to be a massive meal.
What would it be? A shake? Your shake?
You could do a shake.
A Tommy shake?
You could do a shake. It's easy to digest. You could do
yogurt.
Like
coconut yogurt? Or?
You could do coconut yogurt and some chia seed in it as a fiber.
Okay.
You could do handful of nuts. And it's the brain that's, give me more. Because there's a delay between brain and stomach, right? Stomach wants to get everything right now. Brain says, okay, go. You could eat the entire house. And say, oh my God, what was I thinking? Because they don't talk to each other sometimes. Yeah. So if you chew mindfully and you really chew your food, then they talk to each other. If you just chuck it in there like we used to back in the days, then brain says, well, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. It just goes in there and you feel like, oh my God, I just ate so much food. If you starve and have something small, and if you brush your teeth normally, you won't do it again. Like, I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm not doing it. So what I do, I eat.
Is that why you said brush my teeth?
Yes.
I always wanted, that's stuck in my head. Yeah. On my meal plan, you got brush your teeth straight after kiwi fruit and pear.
100%, yeah.
And I'm like, why would he say brush your teeth?
Yeah. So next time we don't brush your teeth, if
so
Jax is eating, let me take some more Jacksons. Tara is eating, that's how it is. But if you brush your teeth, like, oh man, I gotta get up. Most people, they will not brush their teeth twice a night. I won't do it. While my teeth is brushed, I'm not eating.
That's it, you don't eat again.
I won't do it because oh my God, I won't do it.
Tell me about irritable bowel syndrome.
Okay. So IBS, right? So the name is the irritated. So when you irritate your gut, the gut gets inflamed and it gives you symptoms. Most of the time it's diarrhea or constipation. Constipation is also, but diarrhea is the same as constipation. It's the last cry of the body before you become constipated. It gives you diarrhea to put things out, right? So they're both the same thing. So when you irritate your bowels, they react. If I touch Jackson's machine, even though he loves me, I said, what are you doing, man? So if you give your body something you don't like, it's going to give you symptoms. Small symptoms. You don't listen, then bigger symptoms. Don't listen, then bigger symptoms. 3 months goes by, you just keep doing it. The symptoms become louder and louder and louder to a point that you have to remove part of your bowel. That's what happens. So,
so what should someone do?
So it's not a disease. It's a disorder. And you're not, most 99% of them that I know, you're not born with it. It has to, when your mom's pregnant, she's eating junk food and fast food and dairy and gluten, you feed a baby. Babies up to 18 months old, they do not have lactase. They can't break down dairy, period. Asian babies, they never would have lactase because they don't have the genetics for it. So if you, 9 months pregnant, you do dairy and all junk food, then 9 months breastfeeding, so 18 months, poor babies, they're already 18 months behind. So as they get older, then they would have IBS constantly, irregular. So gluten, 99% of the time is 1% stress that you get diarrhea, and then 99% food. You combine them together, then you get disaster. And it comes to a point that you cannot leave. I have guys that have treated lawyers, top notch. They cannot go to work. They cannot make it to the train into the city because they cannot make it there. These are top-notch lawyers. I'm like, mate, what happened?
What does that lead to?
What, they get diarrhea.
Yeah, but what does it lead to?
If you don't, they will lose the bowel. They have to lose the bowel. Yeah, it gets so rotten, they lose the bowel. Many people that I know, they live with a bag. My own daughter, right? They have to live with a bag. So it's very important that you don't irritate it. And the body just say, oh, take this pill. It's for digestion, dairy. Why you have to cover the symptoms? The cause is the body is not happy. stop eating for 24 hours. It heals a lot. Oh yeah, I feel great. Okay. Then bring this food. Oh yeah. You could be your own detective. So we know for a fact, dairy, gluten, wheat, processed food, colors, preservative, irritates the stomach, the intestinal. They get absolutely destroyed. They put stress on top of that, and the bad sleep on top of that. Then you're actually rotting, just destroying the whole intestinal. So it's not a disease. They put you on prednisone, which is anti-inflammatory. Yes, the body's inflamed, but not if you do blood tests. Doesn't say, oh, Matt is deficient in anti-inflammatory. No, Matt is inflamed, but it's not deficient in this particular medication. You're not deficient in medication. You're never deficient in medication. You're deficient in food or something too much or something too little. So taking medication, you're only covering the symptoms. The cause gets growing and growing and growing to the point that you use the bell. And these people like that, and it affects your family. You can't go for dinner with them. You can't go traveling. You can't go on the road. You can't go for a walk. Like literally, you can toilet all day long. That's not even, and it's never that. If you ask them, it was never this bad. It's a little bit here, a little bit there. Then we ignored it, and then all of a sudden, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So if anyone who has IBS, just say, how did it start? Oh yeah, I used to have a little bit bloated here, constipation there, and then I don't know what happened. Well, yeah, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It takes a long time to destroy the intestinal. Body takes a lot of punches before it falls apart. So it's very common things to have, especially for girls. Stress, anxiety, not a disease. It's fixed so quickly. Fasting, you want best to fix it.
Because I've noticed since I've been following your protocol that I go to the toilet, like bowel movements 3 times in the day.
Yes.
I never used to do that, but it's all like
proper.
Yeah, it's
solid.
Yeah, and it's not smelly. It's not anything. It's just like and it. Whereas before, I think I used to just go like once a day, maybe.
And sit there, and
maybe sometimes twice. But I know, like, my body's in a nice rhythm now.
Yes.
And is that how it's supposed to be?
Yes. So you have 33 feet intestinal, which is from end of this garage to that end. All that in a small pouch here, right? So when you eat food, it takes 3 hours to go through all this. If Jackson makes you amazing dinner, you put it on this table here, and you forget to take it, would you come back tomorrow night, eat it? Oh, no, because it's kind of disgusting. You eat the food, you don't want to keep it there for 2 days, 3 days, 1 day. It's supposed to go out. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 maybe at the most if you're an active person. But if it stays there, eventually you're going to get stuck to colon wall or intestinal wall, and that becomes rotten food. And that causes bad bacteria, and they get bad breath, they get bad smell, they get bloated, they get fatigued, because all that is going to get absorbed again into bloodstream, into liver, and everywhere else. So all of a sudden you got toxic blood going everywhere. So if you have breakfast, you're supposed to go midday. First in the morning, you gotta go anyway.
I usually go after the lemon glutamine drink that I have in the morning. I have your lemon glutamine thing in the morning.
Great.
And I go, I don't know, 20 minutes after that.
Great.
And then after every meal, you sort of just go.
2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah. If you want to go right away, it's not good. But 2-3 hours after is okay.
No, not right away. Yeah, just.
Great.
Yeah.
That means the body's like, this is the food. I'll take all I need. The rest goes out.
Yeah, the rhythm is the best way I can explain it. It sort of feels like it's logical.
Yeah, and if you don't go, you're like,
just before I used to push and like sit there and like.
Oh yeah, that's the most.
It was just like an event and a half.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Most bodybuilders they sit there for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And back in the days, they sat there. Now they got the phone there. They go to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Scrolling on the phone there because.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I reckon I used to sit there for like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the colon is so dehydrated, the body is dehydrated. Colon is, when you have your dog lick your hand, the texture. So colon is the same identical texture.
Is it really?
Yeah, very rough, and thing gets stuck to it. As they get stuck to it, let's say if there's the colon wall, they go ding, 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 narrow, 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 narrow. Then you can't go to the toilet now, and more things gets backed up here. But in the way you do it, goes in, goes out. There's no reason to keep everything for 2 days. Especially if you're eating enough fiber, have enough water, it's in, it's out. Easy. Somebody, they can't go to toilet at work, so they hold on to it mentally. They don't realize they do morning at night. They don't feel comfortable doing at work. But if they're at home on the day off, they do 3 times. So we know emotionally sometimes you can't go because you just can't go somewhere else. That's not your own toilet. So that's different issues.
Yeah, because it's like a conveyor belt. By what I've learnt now,
100%.
It should just be moving through like that.
Exactly.
Meat.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you love meat.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you eat meat every day, and you love it.
Persian kebabs.
No, you're a vegan, but I have come to the place where I will never eat red meat again, and I'll never eat chicken again. I eat eggs and I eat fish because I like them, and I feel like my body works well with them.
Okay.
I don't think anyone should do like anything. Like if they want to eat meat, I did most of my life.
Yes.
But I can see now, and I always used to feel very heavy after I ate meat.
Yeah.
Even before I knew any of this,
Yes.
like when I was younger, I always used to feel I'd wake up sluggish the next day.
Yeah.
And I used to say to people, I just don't like eating steak. And I was more like a chicken person.
Yes.
But whenever I ate red meat, I was always sluggish. But I think it's really, a lot of people have asked me since you've been on a few times about meat. And I sort of half know, but I don't really, because there's two things that they ask about. Well, isn't the carnivore diet really good for people because it clears all this stuff up that they had going on, like Jordan Peterson and disorder and things like that? But then on the other side, this 72-year-old lady that's on TikTok looks amazing.
Yeah.
She says, never eat anything that's dead. And you've said that meat takes, is it 86 hours?
Up to 86 hours.
Up to 86.
Yeah.
So can you just fill me in with all those questions about the carnivore diet?
Yes.
Why do people get better?
Okay.
And then they just eat meat, nothing else, and fat. And you got the other lady.
Okay.
And
So as we both say, is your body, is your choice, your health. You do whatever makes you happy. But we know down the road, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you can say, oh man, I gotta go back. You can't go back fix 30, 40 years of being bad. So if you have Australian meat is second meat on the planet for quality, if it's grass-fed, also grass-finished. Many times, so is grass-fed, but they give them corn before they sell them. So it's corn finished, which is not good for you anyway. So it takes a lot of blood, a lot of digestions to break down meat and digest. That's why you feel heavy. You feel tired. It also puts a lot of stress on the colon. That's why you get constipated. You can't go up when you eat meat, you just get constipated. When people eat meat and they feel great because they had so many issues, the gut microbiome is a disaster for them. They eat meat, everything they're not supposed to be dies off. Great. Well, meat also
say that again, because sometimes you talk fast,
that's right.
And because your accent, I really want people to hear this because I reckon I've had 300 questions on it, and I don't know what I'm talking about. No. Say that again.
So if you have real bad digestion, and you say, I'm gonna just do meat for 2 weeks, you feel amazing. Yes, because you're not feeding all the bad bacteria. If the person had burgers and fries and gluten and wheat and drinks, all kind of junk they eat, and they always don't feel good at all. Now they go on meat and they feel amazing. Yes, because you're not feeding the bad bacteria. You feel great because the bad stuff is dying. But your good stuff is not going to grow because good stuff needs fiber. Fiber comes only from fruits and vegetables, of course, and beans. If you don't have the legumes, you don't have the rice, you don't have the stuff that has good bacteria in it, then the meat has no friendly bacteria. So as you do long term, yes, you lose weight, you look amazing, you feel energized, but long term, you lose your microbiomes. Let's say if you have a backyard with 200 flowers in it, beautiful flowers, I don't want that one, I don't want this one. You end up having just wheat or just one flower. It's not gonna look nice. And so body is the same thing. If you're just eating one particular type of food for a long time, you lose all the other bacteria that you need to have. Then not having them, immune system. Most people that do meat diet, carnivore, when they get older, they don't look as good. Their skin is not glowing, it's not shiny, eyes are not sparkly. When you're younger, you could eat anything you want. We've done everything. But as you get older, you need different bacteria, different food. Even only having fish every day is not good for you. You need to have different things. Have this, have that, have nuts, have seeds. Mix and match your food. You want to have as many as possible different foods per week. 100 is great. 50 is great. different types of food every week. And that gives your body a chance to have different bacteria. We all do different things. We know depression links to the gut, right? Bad digestion to the gut, mood swings, not absorbing iron. All that stuff gets linked in the gut. If the gut doesn't have enough bacteria, it cannot do many things. So yes, you could do meat for a couple of weeks to clean the body out. But eventually, if you do microbiome tests, you lose a lot of stuff that you need to have.
So that makes sense.
And nobody's been carnivore for 40, 50 years. But the lions, yes, the lions are, the intestine is designed for that. They eat, and their jar just goes up and down. Our jar goes left and right. That means we're designed to rip things and chew things. So we're not genetically meat eaters. Every human used to be vegan and vegetarian at one point. Then they became meat eaters. So I'm not saying don't eat meat, but if you eat meat, have the highest quality meat and see how it makes you feel. If you feel great, great. But you're going to have your veggies. You're going to have your fruits. You're going to have your antioxidants because it's going to affect the digestion. If you go any place else and have anything that's not meat, they're going to get sick. Like if you give somebody who's carnivore, I have done it purposely, something like piece of cookies or something, and they get so bloated because the body doesn't know what that is. There's no bacteria for it. There's no the enzymes for it. So it's been big for a long time.
And on top of that, it takes so long to digest.
It takes a lot of energy to digest it, a lot of blood.
So if you keep eating a lot of meat, it's backing up, is it? Or
well, as you're eating after eating a lot of meat, not everything that you take out. If you do a stool test let's do a meat on Monday, and do a stool test on Wednesday, right?
Still there.
You still have meat coming through. So if you're not chewing, probably if you're not good quality meat, if you're not drinking enough water, many effects, right? So the excess meat is gonna stay in the colon at one point, and it's gonna narrow the colon wall. It's gonna get back up again, back to blood, back to liver. So long term, just not good.
See, since eating your diet, I don't get any, what's it called?
Acid reflux.
Acid reflux.
Yeah.
I don't get any. Remember I used to ring you and say, Tommy, how do I get rid of this? Because I chew my food, I eat this stuff. It's like my whole body is being cleansed out. Okay, that's so good.
And I said, I got nothing against meat eaters or egg eaters or this and that. It's your body, it's your health, is your life.
Yeah.
But don't look at the research on just one person that has done meat eaters or this popular person only eats meat. But look at that person's life. Is he always pumped only on a podcast or when it's not a podcast? Is he tired? Is he cranky? Is he moody? Does he look good? How's he going to toilet? Look at his skin. Ask questions. They don't ask you those questions. Oh, the guy's so always energized, always puffed. He's always on meat. Yes, great. But outside the podcasting room, how does he look like? How does he feel like? How does he act to his family? So a lot of things. I see them every day at the shop. I'm like, oh, just eat some veggies. I can't do veggies. Man, vegetables. Have a broccoli. Have a steamed veggies. Have cauliflowers. Have cucumber. Have something. No, I can't have any vegetables. Okay.
There's two questions I want to ask before we finish. One is coffee.
Yes.
I've had a lot of people say coffee as well. Like, that's ridiculous. I love my coffee. I love the drinking in the morning. I'm like, drink it. That's fine. Tell me, can you clear this up for me? Because I'm not an expert. I just don't drink it anymore, and I feel a lot better. Well, I don't never drink coffee, but I was drinking other things. But yeah.
So I get a lot of questions, a lot of flack as well. The caffeine. I get so much shit from what I say about coffee. So we know coffee is neurotoxic. You can't deny that. This is neurotoxic that affects your brain. So when you drink coffee, so there's a hormone that body produces called adenosine. That when you wake up and you're maybe tired, you have very high adenosine. At nighttime, you get very high adenosine, so you're very sleepy. As it drops down, your energy is up. So you wake up in the morning, I'm so tired. You take 5 minutes, and you feel energized. When you do coffee, you're actually not getting energized. You're blocking this poor guy here. Doesn't send signal to the brain. I'm not tired. Woo, I'm good. You drink coffee, and off you go. Then 2-3 hours, this guy is still here, right? The coffee burns up, wears off, and all of a sudden, you need more coffee. More coffee. So I have 2, 3, 4 coffee all day. So coffee is acidic. You know that for sure. Is aging. Is not good for gut. It's very bad for digestions. Bad for colon. Because people drink coffee to go to the toilet. If I don't drink, I can't go. Well, that's not good then. So that just stimulates the colon, but Colon doesn't need stimulation. Colon is supposed to do its own job on its own. So bad for skin, bad for teeth, bad for gut. It's a drug, it's habit forming. You cannot function. People that are coffee drinkers, they cannot function without coffee. They get more like dead people. No coffee, they cannot talk to you. So it has a lot of side effects, physically, mentally, but also your sleep. So it affects your sleep. You will not have a deep sleep. So I have this rule I've used for 20 years I use. If you have to drink a coffee, get organic coffee, make sure it's clean coffee, super clean, and have nothing in it. Have short black coffee, if that's what you need. It's good for many things. It's like if your hands are affected, I'm gonna burn this part, great. I'll kill infection, but also burn your hand. It does many good things, but for what it doesn't balance us out. If you wanna drink coffee, so I do this thing called I do 12, 10, 3, 2, 1, right? So 12 hours before bed, no coffee. So if I have first coffee 6 a.m., so that's it. So 12 hours is 6 p.m., so it will last 12 hours. So have your first coffee 12 hours before bed. If you're going to bed at 9 o'clock, so measure the time, that was the last time. It's like, oh, I have coffee 2 in the afternoon because I'm crashing. So if you do 12 hours before bed, I could deal with it. But we know for a fact, you don't have coffee, you're not going to be a nice person. You'll be like moody and crashing and just jittery. It's just, you could have green tea, chamomile tea, ginger tea. If it is anything warm, your body produces a lot of energy when you wake up. That's where you jump off the bed, right? So when you do coffee, those two hormones doesn't get produced. No hormones, you becomes addicted to coffee. No coffee, you can't function. When you go in the morning, you're driving around, the coffee lines is like what happened? They're like in line, 15, 20, 30 in line getting the coffee. I'm like, what do I need coffee for? It's like, yeah. I'm like running. I'm like, what the hell's going on there? So it's just not good for you. We know for many reasons, but the most important thing affects your sleep, which is not very important. Affects your digestion, which is very important. Not good for skin, not good for teeth. There's nothing good in there that's worth to take it. Yes, there has some good effects, liver cleansing and stuff there, but when you put it in the baskets, it's not enough. Doesn't give you enough for side effects also.
Last question.
Yeah.
Skin tips.
Yes.
Okay. So skin's a very, popular subject,
Yes,
especially
yeah.
with the girls and me, because I'm trying to want to look like you. But there's what's the best skin tips you can give people?
Look,
How come you're like fully glowing and I got fillers in my cheeks, as you know, like a few months back, and you've spent time dissolving them with juices and things, and they're slowly going. I'll never get them again. Now. But no, what's the best skin tips?
Look, skin is your largest organ. It's a living organ, right? Everything goes in, everything comes out. Yes, it has filtration through it that filters all the bad stuff in, but also what goes on you goes in you. And the body, generally speaking, keeps all the good stuff for most important things, which is your organs, liver, your kidney, your gallbladder, heart, eyes, brain. But it says, I don't care about skin. I don't care about the hair. I don't care about the nails. I just care about internal. The excess food that you have, it would nourish. If you nourish your blood, then you nourish your skin. So if I look at someone's skin, I could tell them right away what they eat. I don't have to ask them any question. The way it is, not wrinkles, but the way, the color, the texture, when they smile, how it looks like, the eyes. So the best tip, hydrate. You could have the best food.
So number one, hydrate.
There's nothing before hydration. Number two, sleep. Because you only recover and heal when you sleep. You build the most amount of collagen when you sleep. So good quality sleep. Water, good quality sleep. Then fat. You need fats. Avocados, your nuts and seeds, your fish oils, you could do salmon or sardines. Anything with good fats is very good for skin because it prevents dehydration of skin. It also builds collagen. Then veggies. When you eat greens, you feel great because the excess grains would fuel your blood. The excess fuel in the blood clears the skin. So when people have bad skin, you give them for 2 weeks more salads, skin is gone. People have really bad acne. If you ask them with bad acne, they don't have veggies. They have meat or chicken or fish, whatever. Salad, they don't touch. Potatoes, yes, but no greens. So greens is alkalizing. When you alkalize, you get better skin. So trying to have at least One is okay, but 2 salads a day. Doesn't have to be salad, could be steamed veggies, could be stir-fry veggies. Anything that's greens affects the skin. So water, sleep, good fat, then greens. Those are the one that makes a big difference. Topically, whatever you put on the skin is gonna go in the skin anyway. Doesn't matter what you put on, you're gonna get absorbed. So put something, if you cannot, as I told you before, if you cannot eat it, just don't put it on the skin, period. Olive oil, put it on. Avocado oil, put it on. Coconut oil, put it on. Whatever you could eat, yes. If you cannot eat it, doesn't belong to the skin. As well as your hair. If you're using bad shampoos, where's it gonna go? It goes through scalp, it goes through skull, it goes through blood. So it's important that you do the best makeup. If you are wearing makeup, buy good quality, no junk makeup. Oh, we had this new lipstick last 24 hours. Do you know how bad that stuff is? A color that you put on lip, and all day long you're talking and doing things, doesn't wear off for 24 hours. Oh, we had this new spray, you don't sweat for 20 hours. You're actually blocking things. And those have a lot of heavy leads. Lead is one of the heaviest, like heavy metal poisoning. So you're gonna be careful where you start. If you eat clean, you hydrate, you sleep well, you chew your food, get outside, get some sun, your skin's gonna look great. If your skin is bad, nobody's born with bad skin. It has babies, there's no baby with bad skin. As they're born, 2-3 months, they get eczema here, eczema there, because you're feeding bad stuff. The mother's breastfeeding or they even baby formula.
You've had Summer on goat's milk formula since she was born.
Yes.
Skin's great.
Great.
Jackson used to have bad eczema. Yeah. And so that's why I should have met Tommy when you were a baby.
It's like my in-laws, they're dairy farmers. And when they were younger, I look at pictures, this poor guy, they went through so much tough time at school. They got bullied. My own name. My name was Tommy Pepperoni. Because I had so many people. I'm like, because I was a zini, and they call me pepperoni because it's same as Italian sand. Yeah. And I'm like, and I had no idea what I'm doing. Milk every night. We call pound cake, which is the wheat, gluten, and milk. I had almost a liter of milk and a big pound, which is 1 pound, almost half a kilo of cake for snacks. If I didn't have, I couldn't sleep. I know now because I was getting a massive spike of insulin. I was going to diabetic coma. That's why I fell asleep. I said, oh, Tommy's up again. Here's the milk, here's the cake. Boom, I was out cold. And the skin was bad, man. Oh my, I was sick every single day, like cough all day long, every day, at school, at home. It was disaster. And because I just didn't break down dairy. And most guys that know me still, oh, Tommy Pepperoni, is that you? You look so different. Yes. And I look at their skin, the same age. I'm like, oh man, you look like my dad now. And
they look like the pepperoni.
Yeah, they look like my dad. They look so much older than they are. So it's the end of the day is really, it's not complicated. You don't have to buy 1,000 products.
You just need a bit of discipline, don't you?
Just be disciplined. It's like, I love the way you say it. If you want it, you do it. If it's important to you, it gets done. Like, I want to go on holidays. PSA, money, whatever they can. But it comes to the food, don't stress out. You're not ready. If you're ready, you're not ready. So, tell me, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Man, don't call me when you're ready. I feel that I have to I'm trying to give the money back. I can't get him on the phone. Man, I took this money from you at that time. You haven't done all the paperwork I've asked you. I can't keep this money. I think it's not right. They won't. I'm like, you got to be ready. This is your health.
That is a pre-warning for people.
Yes.
So if they do want to contact you, they do it via Instagram.
Yeah.
There is a lot of questions. There is commitment.
Yes.
And you only want to deal with the people who are ready. That's one thing I've noticed about you.
Yes.
And you don't want money from people, like as in, you'd rather not deal with them than take the money, which...
Because it's wrong. Ethically it's wrong. You come into me for help. If I cannot help, if you don't care about your own health, but I can't care more than you about your own health.
Yeah.
So if you're not serious, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't stress your family up. Just get ready. And most of them, they get really, really, really sick. Then they come to you.
Then they come.
And
then they're ready.
Then then you have to go back fix so many things now.
Yeah. They decided to be committed. Jackson will put a link into your Instagram here. And so T-Man, the king of nutrition, thank you for your time.
Thank you. And Jackson, as always, man, I love this kid.
We love you guys.
It's the son I never had, right? I got 4 girls. So
you can have him.
Believe me, I'll take him. He's clean, he cooks, he cleans. He's a good kid, man.
Sort of.
No. Believe me, he's a good kid.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks.